Because to be honest, Bud, they got him at #1 pound for pound, him and Inoue, you know what I'm saying? And the way I see it, my boxing brain is the only person I can actually see got a chance to actually beat him is you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that's when we'll kind of make it more like one of those moments.
That's the fight that everybody want to see. Yeah. I want to do it.
Do you respect him as like when he's like, yo, I'm on my last, I got a couple fights left, I'm at the end, I'm only trying to get mega fights, so I don't know. Do you respect that, or do you be like, nah?
I understand it, but don't lie or kept to the net and make it seem like I had the opportunity to fight you and I didn't. I never did. You know what I'm saying? And then that one time that I did, we said they called and we said we never heard nothing else back about it.
Yeah.
So right. I mean, I respect it though. I mean, get your money. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing, but don't be capping on the net, acting like this, acting like.
Hey, I done made it, baby. I done made it, baby. And they still want me to come out of retirement and whoop on some people. Hey.
Cause they just hold me to a higher standard than these other guys. People know that my skills and my abilities, on a whole nother level. And these guys don't do what I do, but you got some little haters or people that want to critique this or say that.
Crawford is an awfully good fighter. And, it would take a real wizard to beat him. Crawford has something that no other fighter around has.
I think it's going to be different when he goes up against a Fundora or a Virgil, because if one of those guys get him hurt, like Xander did, I don't think it's going to be the same outcome. That I can say is I'm 10 steps ahead of him. Like I'm 10 steps ahead of him in smarts. And I think, that's where he'll get in trouble with, coming straight forward, trying to box me or trying to, think shot for shot. I just, compare myself, with a lot of great fighters, and I can see the holes in his game, and I can see the opening.
Terence Crawford is currently treating the boxing world's biggest storyline like it barely concerns him, and that attitude has only made the situation more fascinating. While fans and analysts continue demanding one final legacy-defining showdown, Bud appears perfectly comfortable away from the spotlight. During a recent appearance in Tokyo, Japan, Crawford shared footage of himself casually walking through the city, creating another wave of discussion among boxing fans.
The Terence Crawford fight. I'm tired of answering questions about it. He already said millions of times that he not fighting me or looking my way, so I'm just tired of answering them questions, and if a fight happened, it happened. I want it to happen, but if not,
What's up, y'all? And I woke up this morning feeling grateful, feeling thankful, feeling blessed. Man, I'm living a dream, baby. Living a dream. What more can I ask for? Hey, I done made it, baby. I done made it, baby. And they still want me to come out of retirement and whoop on some people. Hey, what more can I ask for, man? I'm blessed. Life is beautiful right now, and I'm enjoying every bit of it.
That simple video quickly became much more significant than an ordinary social media update. It arrived shortly after the chaos surrounding the Barclays Center, where Jaron Boots Ennis captured a major unified championship victory at 154 pounds. Ennis dropped the highly regarded Xander Zayas 3 times before eventually securing a dominant 7th-round finish.
What does he mean?
He said world-class fighter. I guess he's trying to say if you're a world-class fighter.
Sign a contract. Exactly, sign a contract. If he wanted to fight, he would have stayed at 47. He obviously said he wanted to move up and accomplish to be undisputed at 54 or something like that. So
right now we ain't worrying about Crawford. We're gonna clean 147 now, then we're gonna move to 154. If he there and he got a belt, we coming after him. Simple as that.
Right now in my career, a lot of people like boost this, boost that, boost this. Fighting Boots is a lose-lose situation. I win, they're gonna say, oh, well, he was young, he wasn't ready. He was talented, he was skillful, but you got the experience over him. You got, so much more than this kid that never been tested before. Me fighting Boots will be like, okay, well, you beat Boots. It's not a mega fight.
That you feel like as good as you did and on the stage you were on, it's just another day.
Yeah, I watched it. It was okay. You know, it was a good, okay performance. You know, I'm way better than that. But it's just a regular day for me though. Every time I go to these so-called big fights, and it just feel like another day, another dollar for me.
What is that? What is that mentality? We understand what you're saying, but to the viewers out there that may not understand that, what is that mentality?
Our mentality, I don't know. It's I can't even explain it myself. It's just weird. I got like a weird, like, everything I do is like weird. Like when I fight night, I don't be having no feeling. They just be like, it's so weird. Like people be coming in the back room, like they be like, it's like a vibe when I'm in our back room because we be chilling, we listen to music, we be talking. You know, some people be quiet in the back room, don't be saying nothing. I'm back there chilling, talking, having fun, just enjoying myself because I'm about to go handle business. You know, and I'm just I don't know, my whole like thing just different though. Like it's weird. I got weird like a little whole thing.
Yeah, some fighters get tight, man. You know, that week of the fight, then that night of the fight, they get tight.
Yeah, fight week, I was chilling. I was enjoying myself all fight week. You know, that's because I already be knowing what be going to happen. You know, because I know what I'm capable of. I know what my skills and my ability.
Under normal circumstances, such a performance would have strengthened Ennis's reputation as one of boxing's fastest rising stars. Instead, the victory immediately triggered another major debate about where Boots truly stands among the sport's elite. And one of the most recognizable voices to question the performance was Crawford himself.
These guys that see now, they say, oh, he's the ticket. Win, lose, or draw, he's the ticket. I'll fight Terence Crawford. Come on, man. Boots had a chance to fight me. Virgil Ortiz had an opportunity to fight me, you know, but now everybody, oh, I'll fight Terence, or I'm this, I'm that. I'm like, okay.
Thought you wasn't gonna watch it.
You know, I felt like Xander fought the wrong fight. You know, but, you know, a lot of people knew Xander was green and he was taking a fight too soon. But at the same time, you can't exchange with somebody that's faster than you and more athletic than you. So I thought that was the wrong game plan in his own right. You know, Boots is more faster, sharper, especially in the exchanges. And I think that's what led Xander to get hurt the times that he did get hurt, because he got caught with a shot that he didn't see. You know, that's where experience come into play. Yeah. You know, knowing when to exchange, when not to exchange. You know, when to move, when to hold. Like if you watched when he got real hurt, real bad, he didn't know when to hold. You know, and we all yelling like, grab him. You know, he's right there to be grabbed. Yeah. And, you know, the Puerto Rican heart in him led him not to grab and take more punishment than needed. You know, so it was a great fight. You know, Boots showed heart. He showed grit. Xander showed tremendous heart. But I just think, you know, going forward, you know, both of them gonna have to sharpen up.
Crawford appeared on the Porter Way podcast with Sean Porter and offered a far less enthusiastic assessment of Ennis's performance, but acknowledged Boots' speed and power, but questioned his decision-making and ring awareness. Crawford essentially argued that his own understanding of boxing remains several levels beyond what the younger champion has demonstrated so far. While Ennis possesses tremendous physical gifts, Crawford believes experience and tactical awareness could completely change the matchup.
When y'all had y'all opportunity, you know, y'all went elsewhere. But now that y'all see I'm the ticket, now y'all like, oh yeah, we want to fight Terence Crawford. We want Terence Crawford. That's the narrative now. We want to fight Terence.
That makes a whole lot of sense. And the fight that stylistically will be, oh my goodness, is a fight between Terence Crawford and Jaron Boots Ennis.
I don't think I was going backwards for Terence.
To that point, Jaron doesn't have the kind of accolades. He doesn't sell to the mass and all these. So this fight was perfect timing for both these guys.
No one picked Xander to win.
No.
You know, and I love Xander, and he's a great kid, you know, but no one, like, I think we overhyping this victory, you know, in a sense where nobody picked Xander to win. Everybody was kind of like, okay, he's in over his head and it's a matter of time before Boots catch him and end the fight. But what round will it be?
Right.
Now, I think it's going to be different when he goes up against a Fundora or a Virgil, because if one of those guys get him hurt like Xander did, I don't think it's going to be the same outcome.
If you want to be the Terence Crawford, Floyd Mayweather level of boxing, I need Josh Kelly, I need Fundora, I need Ortiz. We need names, Boots. None of that tune-up shit. None of that. If you want to be one of the best, you got to go out there and get it and be the best. Get back in the ring by 2027. Come on. If you really want to be one of them boys, I see he loves to talk. I see that, but you got to just show us in the ring. The resumes, that was the beginning of the resume last night for me.
Crawford specifically mentioned that if a powerhouse like Sebastian Fundora or Virgil Ortiz Jr. caught Boots with the same clean shot Zayas did, the fight would end very differently.
Can I get one in the Terence?
Yeah, of course.
Precious time we got with Terence Crawford.
Yeah.
Terence, man, you got nothing to prove, okay? Definitely not coming at it from that angle. You retired already as one of the best fighters of all time, no doubt about it. But I know you also are the ultimate competitor. Did anything about last night get your competitive juices going? Was your tweet, it definitely seemed to be in reference to the fight because it was tweeted right after the fight. And also, what level of threat is Jaron Boots Ennis to Terence Crawford? Because in some ways, he's like a young version of you. He's ambidextrous, he has speed, he has power. And even though he's very skilled, he comes to hurt the other guy and at some point knock him out, not just outbox him. So did anything from last night get your competitive juices going? Was that tweet in reference to him? And what kind of threat is Jaron Boots Ennis to the great Terence Crawford?
Listen. like I said, man, of course, everybody know the competitive nature in myself, but I don't worry about coming back to prove anything, because me coming back and proving something to people that it doesn't matter, what never matters. You know, for that being, they would say, oh, well, he only fought Xander, or they'll come up with some type of excuse, you know, but to credit Boots, like, he's a tremendous talent and he's no walk in the park for no one, you know, so he's a threat to anyone that he stepped foot in the ring with, you know. He got tremendous speed. He got great power, defense, reflexes, all that, you know. But the only thing that I can say is I'm 10 steps ahead of him. Like, I'm 10 steps ahead of him in smarts. And I think, you know, that's where he'll get in trouble with, you know, coming straight forward, you know, trying to box me or trying to, you know, think shot for shot. I just, you know, compare myself, you know, with a lot of great fighters, and I can see the holes in his game, and I can see the openings and the opportunities that I'll have, because A, I feel like I punch harder than Xander. B, I'm way sharper than Xander. C, I'm way faster than Xander. So the shots that Xander was hitting him with and the shots that Xander couldn't capitalize because his speed wasn't there, I will be able to capitalize. And when I capitalize, everybody know I'm probably one of the best counterpunchers, you know, there ever was. So, you know.
Yes, sir.
Crawford also pointed toward the kind of opponents who could punish those mistakes much more severely. He suggested that if fighters such as Sebastian Fundora or Virgil Ortiz Jr. were able to land the same type of clean shot that briefly troubled Ennis, the consequences could be dramatically different. Against an elite finisher, one defensive mistake may be all it takes to completely change the outcome.
Who the hell is Spence as Boots fault? It's a different type. Like, you can be riding that wave. You've been getting all these knockouts of all these other different guys, but you've never been in the ring with an animal like Crawford. And when you get in there for the first time and you get hit upside your head, I would hate for him to get in this type of fight.
We got some of the best exchanges of the year. Great exchanges. I give Xander credit, and I think the round he had in round 3, in a way, it was good for Boots, because if he had gotten him out of there in 1 or 2 rounds, then it's like, oh, this kid didn't bring anything to the table. But by giving him some resistance, it showed he did beat a quality young champion. And it also made him look just vulnerable enough that Virgil and Fundora, other guys will say, oh, if I could do the same thing and have even more success. So I think he showed enough vulnerability to where it was exciting. It'll entice other fighters to take their chances with him. And it also showed that he was in there with a quality, to Terence's point, inexperienced kid. But I also wonder, from him landing the jab in the first 10 seconds repeatedly, if he took Xander's idea and game plan of trying to outbox him away from him, because he made that kid fight for his life. Like, he turned it into sink or swim from the jump. And definitely Xander, with some more experience, could have done some things to fight it smarter. But I got to give credit to Boots at the same time. He forced it to be that kind of fight as well.
Bud, who seems to be retired, sure has Boots on his mind, right?
Yeah. Well, because Boots has been talking. That's why.
I mean, look.
Not much. He's not talking much.
Here's the thing. If Bud is 90% of who he has been, Boots got no wins against Bud. He ain't going to be. But Bud would beat him up and knock him out. But now Bud's been off for a year. If Bud is off for a year and a half, 2 years, and he's pushing 40, and the thing about Boots is he's a young man with young man reflexes, a sizzling offense. All of a sudden, your body's not responding the way it used to a guy like that. It becomes an interesting match.
The debate only grew louder as respected trainers and former champions began analyzing the fight. Robert Garcia and Tim Bradley both highlighted moments where Ennis appeared vulnerable defensively. They argued that getting caught and visibly affected in the third round was an important reminder that Boots still has areas of his game that need improvement, despite his impressive physical abilities and growing championship resume.
And he's a spectacular fighter. Boots is a spectacular fighter. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Boots. I think he's next. But he needs to be tested. Makes a lot of mistakes. Shows a lot of inexperience, rushing in there, trying to go for the kill, leaving himself wide open, leaving himself exposed. There's a lot of things that come along with that. And guess what? When you get in the ring with a Crawford that knows how to use his feet, that knows how to move and let you come to him, and so on and so forth, guess what? He's going to set you up, he's going to lay a trap, and he's going to catch you, and he's going to knock you.
We would have preferred Xander not to take that fight because he was young and wasn't really ready. But he insisted that he wanted that fight, and it may not turn out so bad because, as you said, people remember that round where he had Boots in a lot of trouble, the third round.
Yeah. I know that Jaron is an exceptional talent. He won that day, and they've kind of linked him being like the guy to be able to beat Bud if he came out of retirement. Is that something feasible to even say, or is it...
What?
When people compare Jaron versus Terence, like if Terence came out of retirement, is that a step too high for like Jaron Ennis?
I don't know, Crawford is an awfully good fighter. And, it would take a real wizard to beat him. Crawford has something that no other fighter around has. And people haven't commented on it. And that is, he fights equally well as a southpaw or as a right-hander.
Some members of the boxing media believe Crawford's retirement storyline deserves just as much scrutiny. Their argument is that Bud may be using retirement as a convenient way to avoid an extremely dangerous younger opponent who brings speed, athleticism, and ambition into the ring. That theory has added another layer to a matchup that already has plenty of unanswered questions.
I'll lure Crawford back after Canelo, do you think? Boots against Crawford is the best fight in boxing. Unbelievable fight. But look, he's got Canelo and, but I just, as a fan, for me, you got two of the best technicians in the sport. Ennis, right? He's got incredible skills. He's got tremendous IQ. He's got great footwork. But he's also spiteful. And you look at fighters in the past that have got great skills, sometimes they haven't got devastating punch power. They're not trying to force a stoppage. They're not spiteful with it. He is. He's 34 wins with 30 knockouts.
Yeah, I mean, going into this fight, I already hit it set in stone. Like, I'm gonna go take these belts from the champ, you know, and that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I could have sat back, boxed, not get hit, and made it look super easy, but I'm like, no, I'm gonna show the world, you know, why I'm the best in the world. Show his levels to the game and show the world. That's how you take belts from a champion, you know.
I have to say, in the immediate aftermath, I go online and I see a lot of great fighters accuse him of quitting, you know, taking shots at him. What do you make of this talk in the aftermath?
To be honest, I don't think he quit. I just you know, beat the fight out of him. You know, he a great fighter, a solid champion. I appreciate him for, you know, giving me the opportunity, and he'll be champion again.
So I have two theories on that. One is that they don't want to give you credit. They don't want to say like, oh, you beat him, you beat the other guy. And two is they don't want to, you know, give him props as well. But to me, just because he looked back at the corner doesn't mean he quit. The corner threw in the towel based on what we saw. I know the camera angle wasn't that, but I just can't see how someone would watch that fight and be like, this guy's a quitter. In fact, my respect for him grew fivefold after that fight. Like he stood in there with one of the best fighters in the world. So I just don't understand where this quitting narrative comes from.
Bob Arum has also emphasized the tactical problems Crawford can create for opponents. The veteran promoter has praised Bud's ability to gather information during a fight, change stances without warning, and identify technical weaknesses before attacking them. From that perspective, the defensive openings Ennis displayed against Zayas could become especially dangerous if Crawford ever decides to return and exploit them himself.
Exactly is a realistic time to make Jaron Boots Ennis versus Terence Crawford. This is what Steven Espinosa said. He said there's no dates. And then he said that if they did make the fight, they wanted to be in full control. And then you saw the interview he did where Steven Espinosa said the reality is he did not want to step on the toes of Errol Spence and Al Heyman and make a fight with Jaron Boots Ennis and Terence Crawford. Jaron Ennis didn't force his team to make this fight and say, listen, Steven, I'm signed to you and Showtime. I'm not signed to the PBC and Al Heyman. You need to do what's best for my career and make this fight happen. And he didn't do that. And the rest is history. Terence Crawford moved on.
Right after the fight, Terence Crawford tweets, I'm going to keep my comments to myself, but y'all get it, I hope. What did you make of that?
I mean, I'm not going to ever get my credit until I'm done boxing, probably. Like, you know, and when I retire on top and retire as undefeated legend, that's when I get my credit, you know. But as of right now, they're going to keep trying to find little things and nitpick at this and nitpick at that. It's because they know I'm Greek, you know, and I'm okay with that. You know, they ain't doing nothing but making me more hungrier, driving me to the next level each and every time I'm out.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think people are reluctant to do that?
Cause they just hold me to a higher standard than these other guys. You know, people know that my skills and my ability is, you know, on a whole nother level. And these guys don't do what I do, but you got some little haters or people that want to critique this or say that. But when these other guys be fighting, they be getting hit left and right, being out the ring, bleeding, all types of stuff, eyes closed. Like, when I left the ring, I didn't have no cuts, no bumps, my eyes wasn't swollen, like nothing. Like, I went in the ring the same way. I went in the ring and came out the ring the same exact way. So, I don't know, it is what it is.
Yeah, we ain't worried about retired. You know, we focus on tasking, taking over this division. We ain't worried about no retired fighters.
Yeah, y'all keep on filming Terence up. Terence, he retired. Leave Terence alone. Let him do what he's supposed to do. You know what I mean? Have fun and enjoy his family.
Bro, I ain't be talking, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm trying to tell you, I'm really different. He gonna see firsthand. Cause he gets hurt a lot. He's flat-footed and he been dropped multiple times. When he get hit by me, it's gonna be different. I'm trying to tell y'all.
What would you grade your performance?
My performance today, I gotta go back and watch it. I'll probably give myself probably like a C though. I know I'm way better than that, you know. And like a C plus, you know. I'm way better than that, you know. I was into the corner a little bit, not too much, you know. They was telling me to do speed, and I was one shot popping. You know, it's the shots that you don't see. You know, I should have been using a little bit more speed, but you know, everything is gonna be good. You know, we're gonna go back to the the lab and get ready, you know, and take over this division. Sharpen up.
For now, the situation has become a fascinating battle of patience and positioning. Ennis holds unified championship gold and continues building his reputation, but he is still chasing the attention of a veteran who seems unwilling to rush back for anyone. Crawford's relaxed attitude from Japan only reinforced one message. If Bud ever decides to return to the ring for one final fight, it appears he intends to choose the opponent, timing and conditions entirely on his own terms.